the guys, all of them were super chill and down to earth, and they weren't being like super fake. You actually like caring. Since I'm from out of town, a lot of the guys were actually like, yo, come through, like meet some new people, and you know, stuff like that really like meant a lot to me since I was, you know, new to Long Beach and didn't know many people.
I was incoming freshman from San Diego, so I pretty much knew no one. And basically, I met a group of guys, probably like 4 or 5 guys that were really cool. And we're like, hey, like, we understand you don't really know much people because you're a freshman. You should come chill with us. And sooner or later, 2 or 3 weeks later, they're like, actually, we're in a fraternity. We're actually in Theta Chi. If you want to come out to Rushman, like, feel welcome to. We're just going to be playing basketball or chilling or swimming. And I was like, sure, why not? And that's how pretty much I rushed. I just got to know the guys on a different level, and we clicked very well, and I don't know, it's been great ever since.
Why did I rush Theta? I met a lot of guys through sports, whether it was playing basketball or football. They were really welcoming, and we connected right off the bat. You know, we all share the same interests, and it just seemed like a cool group of guys that, you know, we're all really close friends, and they helped me kind of get adjusted to the school, so they invited me out, and here I am.
My freshman year at ASU, I rushed Theta, kind of by accident, honestly. The first party I ever went to was a pre-rush party by Theta Chi there, and like all the guys I met there were all brothers, and it just reminded me so much of home. That's kind of one of the big things that made me rush Theta Chi over all the other fraternities there, just because, you know, going off to college, away from home, being, you know, 6-10 hours away, and one of the big things I miss was just having like that family unit to be able to fall back on, be able to rely on, being able to call someone up, and you know, if I ever needed help with anything. And Theta Chi was kind of that second family, that home away from home, and that was really kind of the deciding factor on why I rushed Theta Chi.
The reason why I joined Theta Chi, or wanted to rush Theta Chi, I wanted to be a part of something bigger. I got to witness 2 of my really close friends go through the process of joining the fraternity, and seeing how much fun they had and how much new things they're exposed to, it really encouraged me and gave me a motivation, like inspiration to join a fraternity, to see what it was like, to see how much fun they're having, and now I just wanted to be part of something bigger. And that's why I joined Theta Chi.
Found it was a little hard trying to meet new people. Not that it's impossible, but it is a little harder. You're facing a little more difficulties. You know, you just go to class, go home, that's kind of life in the community. But main reason I joined was to, you know, as cheesy as it sounds, the brotherhood. So, I mean, when I'm just on campus, I can just hit up any of these guys and just say, hey, you know, you want to stay at the library, you want to chill at the Nugget, and they always respond. And I can have a conversation with any one of these guys, and I think that's, you know, priceless. You can't really find that anywhere else. So that's one of the main reasons why I joined us.
I rushed Theta Chi because when I checked it out, I noticed that it wasn't your stereotypical fraternity. It was more diverse, but still had all the qualities that you would expect in a fraternity and more.
One of my friends, he convinced me to go to Rush event, which I had no interest in joining. But once I, went there, I found a group of guys just really down to earth, and it didn't feel like I was being forced into something. It felt like a genuine connection, and that guys cared about me and wanted me to, make the most out of my college experience.
The diversity. Anyone will tell you that Theta has the most diverse house on campus. We have Mexicans like me, white guys like fucking RJ, Jatine, just super diverse, and everyone's super chill. That's really what makes us different.
Theta is different from other fraternities in probably a couple ways, but one of the major ones is, I would say, is the amount of knowledge of each brother. Like, we were very connected, being only a 45 or 50 man chapter. We know each other on a different level. We aren't as maybe large in numbers as others, but we definitely know each other on a different level, and I personally like that as a fraternity man, to be a true brother to the other members in the fraternity?
Different. Theta Chi is a different fraternity than all other fraternities because of how diverse we are and how we are with academics and focusing on, becoming a better person through the fraternity. It's helped me out so much, develop myself as a person, that it really, it kind of helped me rose up through my education and become a better dude because of the fraternity.
Honestly, every fraternity on campus, they all throw parties. But what makes Theta different is just the brotherhood. And I know that's cliche and sounds really corny, but it's actually a true statement when it comes to Theta Chi. I've said this the whole time, that everybody here in this fraternity is willing to give up whatever they can in order to better everyone else in the fraternity. They're always willing to give their time, their money, their whatever it needs to better the fraternity and to better each other. And that's really what it comes down to. That's the reason you join a fraternity, is for the brotherhood. Not because you're buying your friends like everyone says, but because you have a second family to fall back on when your first family isn't there, they're too far away to help you.
A lot of us come from a different background, yet we work really well together. We all bring something to the table, whether it's from sports, from the same major, or anything along the lines of that. We can always provide something for one another.
What makes Theta Chi different is, everything. The people around it were so diverse. Whether it comes to majors, ethnicity, personality, it's just, everything. And I think it's a culmination of all those things that really attracted me towards these guys. I could hold a conversation with any one of these guys, and I think, anyone who knows, that's incredibly difficult. I can bond with any one of these guys, I don't have a problem with anyone. I'm close to all of them, which sounds a little crazy, but it's true. I love all these guys to death, man. I think the brotherhood, as repetitive as it sounds, is the one thing that sets Theta Chi apart.
What makes Theta Chi fraternity different to me is the fact that there's so many people, so many brothers from different parts of the country, different parts of the world, and all of us help each other out. As soon as somebody asks, there's 10, 20, 30, 40 brothers there to help you.
What's Theta Chi different is definitely the diversity. Every fraternity is going to sell you on the social aspect, the occasional philanthropy, community service, and the quote-unquote brotherhood. But in my 4 years here, I've definitely seen Theta as the most diverse fraternity on campus. It doesn't really matter where you're from, who you are, what race you are, your heritage, religion. At the end of the day, we all come together as brothers, and just for that, one reason.
What I like best about Theta is the huge events that they like to throw, like Party in the Pumpkin and St. Patty's Day.
The thing I like best about Theta would be our well-roundedness in brotherhood, social events, and philanthropy. We have we actually do have the largest social event of the semester, being Party in the Pumpkin, which we had almost 2,000 people at before. Also, we have exchanges with almost all the sororities on campus, which not every fraternity has. And then most of all is our brotherhood and our connection to each other. And basically saying, these are going to be the guys in my wedding party when I get married. So it's a different level of brotherhood relationship that everyone wants to find.
What I like best about Theta is that no matter what day it is, no matter where I am, everybody's always doing something. There's always somebody that I can reach out or call that's, hey, let's go here, let's go to the beach, let's go play football. We always got something going on. So, if I'm off work, I've done all my homework, and I got nothing to do, there's always somebody out there for me,
What I love best about Theta is just, how down to earth everyone is. In most other fraternities, you're going to get a bunch of fake people that aren't actually upfront real with you. They wear one face when they're around you, but then they're a whole other person when you're not there. With Theta Chi, that's not the case at all. Every single person here I can call my brothers. Every single person here is as real as a person as you can find on Long Beach or in Long Beach. You never have to worry about anyone being fake with you, anyone being not upfront with you, because every single person in this fraternity is an outstanding and upstanding citizen when it comes to gentlemen of Theta Chi.
What I like best about Theta Chi is knowing that later down on the road, I'm always going to have friends for future years to come. Some of the guys that I met here are going to be the closest friends that I have here at Long Beach State, and I cannot thank them enough for helping me grow as a person, gain all this different experience, and I really look forward to making more memories with these guys and enjoying my last 2 years here at Long Beach State.
Man, well, Theta Chi definitely likes to have fun, you know, definitely. But like I said, like I keep saying, man, it's the brotherhood, you know, and the connections as well. That's, I think, one of the main reasons why people join the fraternity is the alumni connection, the connections, the networking, you know. As everyone said, it's all about who you know, and you know, I currently got my job because of a brother. You know, he set me up with an interview. I didn't have to go through a lot of the processes, and he just set me up, and I got the job on the spot. So that doesn't happen a lot for, you know, everyone who knows who goes to an interview. That's pretty rare, and I was able to talk to so many people through alumni. You know, me personally, I want to be a physical therapist, and I was talking to, you know, managers of hospitals, you know, head trainers in sports teams. And that was just priceless.
What I love best about Theta Chi is the fact that when I do like community service events and volunteer work, a lot of the brothers are willing to come help out and give back to like the community, because we're very fortunate enough to be here, and there's people that can't be in our position, so it's good for us to give back to everybody, and you know, it just feels good and makes other people feel good.
My favorite part about Theta Chi is definitely how it changed you and grows you personally. Me coming in as a freshman 4 years ago, I really hated on Greek life, and that was because I didn't know all the things it had to offer, especially Theta Chi. You know, from there, you know, becoming president is just the next great step in my life, and you know, from internships at ESPN, Comedy Central, you know, and doing my startup and like, landing a full-time job already. It's been great. You know, I definitely wouldn't have gone where I'm at right now if it wasn't for Theta Chi and all it's taught me. And my main goal right now as president is just to teach brothers right now, the younger guys coming in, especially you potentials that are choosing a house and which is, you know, inversely going to affect the rest of your life, that it's all about growing yourself and how are you going to be after college. It's a big stepping stone that a lot of, you know, potential guys and new rushees don't think about. You know, how is this fraternity going to change me into a better person, a better man, and you know, be better socially, be better, you know, out in the real world when it really counts.